All right, let me get set up in here, and we're going to talk today about Mexico versus USA. I think this is going to be a very touchy one. Let me turn down the volume down on my phone. This is going to be a tough one, for sure, for sure. And
Be a tough one, for sure, for sure.
we got sound, we're good. All right, the first one on is always me. All right, this is going to be also a video that I'm going to put. It's going to be just the audio for the podcast. So if you guys join me live, we'll go ahead and have our conversation as we normally do. With that being said, I think the topic for today is going to be a little bit tough to chew on, but we will do our best. Just trying to get my chat set up in here so that I can. There we go. All right. Well, as you guys get in here, you can go ahead and leave your comments. Say hello. Let's take a look here. That's not what I want there. I want my audio. Hello, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon to most of us. Good evening to some. I am actually going to record this audio for the podcast. I'm going to be sharing this audio later on my audio podcast. So set that up here real quick. You coming in, say hello, Cloud. I like a sandwich. Make Gaza great again. Today, guys, we're going to talk about, man, this is going to be a tough one. We're going to talk about Mexico versus USA. Sonny, Jesus is Lord, my friend. That is correct. Lara 99, do you believe a woman should be married to her rapist? If she forgives him, why not? You know, love is love. According to the Bible, you, the victim, should marry your rapist. It could be a thing, not something that we practice today, but it can happen. All right. Yes, free Palestine, absolutely 100%. Roblox, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. You rock. Shave your head for a donation. No, thank you. I am trying to keep the very little hair that I do have in my head. But thank you for the thought. Ryan, that is honorable. Oh, wait, horrible. I translate that to horrible. I want you guys to be ready for this conversation because it might get a little bit tough, especially when we get our Mexican friends and in this chat. I hope that you guys help me make a better point. So be ready for this. MAGA, God bless you, Bu. I appreciate it. Ozzy, what's up, brother? Welcome back. Free Palestine from Hamas. That is correct, 100%. Let's see. What else we got? Skylar, free Palestine from Iran as well. Okay, I like that one. Leon says, check out the Temple of Zeus organization to find out the truth behind reality. Hail Zeus. My brother-in-law's name is Zeus. I'm sure he's going to like that line. Number one, we don't worship false idols here on this channel. Well, maybe you guys do. The fans that are out there, you might do, but I only worship one God, which is actually a holy trinity. So I guess it's three in one. Three for the price of one, they say. B, thanks for standing with Palestine. 100%. We love our Palestinian brothers. They've been going through a rough time, and hopefully this ends very soon, very quickly. It's been way too long. Jesus is the Son of God. Amen. Triple K says, in what state are you running? I am in Washington State. It's a blue state where the conservatives Republicans or patriots that love this country are the actual minority. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Let me read a couple more comments in here while you guys are getting in. But today's topic, like I said, is going to be a conversation about Mexico versus the United States. This is going to be a topic about cartels. And today I'm actually going to disagree with Donald Trump. Yes, we still want to make America great, but we're going to disagree on this matter. So hold on to your panties. This is going to get rough. Let's see here. Are you Mexican? No, I am Honduran, as the shirt says. I'm a Honduran American. It is in my bio. I believe I put that on my channel. Free Palestine from Germany. That's another good one. Now, before we get into the actual topic of today, Vladimir Putin actually put Germany in check. As I told you guys on my last live last night, I told you that we can judge and we can hate Putin for what he's doing with Ukraine, but we don't understand that war. You see, Putin believes that the war that they have is righteous, is just. They need to change the territory alignment for X reasons. That is none of our business, but nonetheless, he believes he's fighting the right fight. When Germany tries to step in and tell him, hey, well, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, Vladimir Putin tells the German prime minister or whatever president or whatever the leader's called over there in Germany and says, hey, let's not throw stones to anybody. Let those who are free of sin cast the first stone. And he reminded that it was the Germans that had Hitler in their government. He reminds them that it's the Germans that drive those tanks in Ukraine. There's only Germans can drive those certain tanks. And they are fighting against Russia in the name of Ukraine. The reason, you see how foolish these leaders are from the other world. This is the reason why Donald Trump does not jump into warring right away. He puts sanctions. He uses tariffs. He tries negotiating. He doesn't call Putin a sack of, a sack of shit. He says, I have a great relationship with him. He's an honorable man. Guys, we might not like it, but that's the way that you get favor. And that's the way that you make deals. You are not going to make a deal by insulting somebody and telling them what kind of sack of shit they really are and expect them to say, oh, you're right. I'm an evil person. Yeah, you know what? I am a sack, right? You're right. Let me go ahead and make a deal with you. No. Think smart. First, you got to get the favor of that person, and then you can negotiate. With that being said, let me read a couple more messages in here. Sang or Sing. Hey, bro, what's up? What's up, Sing? Dakur? Welcome to the chat. Iran isn't doing anything to Palestine by helping. I haven't seen that yet. The only ones that I have seen helping the Palestine are Israel and the United States of America. As a matter of fact, Israel is actually helping Iran with their water problem. Now, some say that he's trolling them, but that is how it is. They call the United States some type of demon, but in reality, we are the only country truly fighting for peace. Now, we want to get benefits from making peace. How? By making businesses, making investments, saving lives, saving money by not going to war. So, Mexico versus the United States, you guys, this is a very serious topic, but we will go ahead and hit anything else around it if we can. Earth to Ollie, is this about immigration? What exactly is the debate about? It is going to have to do with immigration, but it really is going to be Mexico versus USA, 100%. Thanks for standing for Palestine. Respect. So what's the subject matter on the panel? That is exactly the subject matter on the panel. Mexico versus United States. Let me get to the bottom of this. The Scorpions having fun, laughing. Elias Mendez says, delusional ass fool. Hey, man, be nice, be nice. Buy a rope, seriously, salty. Eric says, we're not there for peace. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Number one, you guys probably already heard. Donald Trump has declared the cartels a terrorist organization. Now, I'm going to talk shit about Donald Trump a little bit, but not much. And you'll see my case. Number one, A lot of fentanyl came through the Mexican border and the United States of America. All right, Shambon, you know, let's bring this out to the open, because I think most people don't know this. A lot of people, politicians, died in Mexico. Surprisingly, Claudia Sheinbaum becomes the president of Mexico. Huh. Well, it's not my case for today, but I just want to throw it out there, that she did not become a president of Mexico cleanly, legitimately. Okay? She is in bed with Venezuela, which has been in bed with China, which has been in bed with communist countries that have been cheating in elections. Oh man, that's probably gonna be for another talk. Maybe we'll bring it up later. But I want to say this. Donald Trump told the president of Mexico, listen, you guys have let a lot of shit happen in the United States of America. It's killing our people. It's doing this. And let's be mindful. There is a reason why Mexico allowed 21 million illegal immigrants into the United States. And there's going to be some sorrows, and there's going to be some very, very hard critical decisions that the people need to make. Before I get into that, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for liking my videos. I never ask you to do it, but you do it. Thanks for subscribing. You guys show me your support, and it encourages me to keep digging into all these things that we're talking about. I'm a simple guy, just like you. We try to use common sense. We try to put A and B together, listening to the news from different legacy media, from Fox to CNN to MSNBC, and you can see clearly who the liars are on the media. It is crazy how they hide corruption. I just don't believe it. Let's see. So to start, okay, you guys know, President Donald Trump said to the president of Mexico, listen, we can help with the cartel problem in Mexico. She says, no, we do not welcome American troops into Mexico. President Nayib Bukele from El Salvador tells her that she's a coward because she complained or made him look bad, called him a tyrant, a dictator, authoritarian, because he stopped criminals in El Salvador. He cleaned up the house. Corrupted politicians were put in jail. And it's not because Bukele is a tyrant. No, they were investigated and they were found to be guilty of extortioning the people, stealing from the poor, money that was borrowed from the United States and other countries. These corrupted politicians were stealing it, and then they were taxing the crap out of their Salvadorian citizens to keep making their roads, to work on infrastructure. And the same shit happened in Venezuela. So guess what? That guy looks like a tyrant, an authoritarian, but 91% of the population of El Salvador supports him because they are tired of the criminal activities that happens in their country. Now they are one of the safest countries in the world. I cannot believe that. That's amazing. How does that happen? Well, it doesn't happen by sitting there and bitching about your own president. It happens by listening to the people, and not just listening to the people, but sometimes ignoring the legacy media. Get out on the street, see what the people are living like. Are there a lot of homeless? Do you guys remember? And there's a guy named, I think his name is Greg Gardner. I can't remember his name. He's also a YouTuber. And he says, I found that interesting. And I'm laughing because I told my wife the same thing a long time ago when this whole COVID bullshit was happening. He said, I want to know why all these homeless on the street are not dying of COVID. And I laughed because that was exactly what I said many years ago. And my wife was laughing with me because of that. I think it's crazy. I think that for us to keep our eyes shut down to criminality from the government, you have to make a decision. Okay, is Donald Trump really that bad guy that some Democrats are saying? Or is he really making peace deals? Is he really stopping wars? Is he really helping Palestinians? Yes, 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 and yes. You see, you as American patriots should be proud of yourself for voting this man in. And all of those visitors that respect the law, respect the people, should also be proud of yourselves because you make the countries that you're coming from to visit America, you make them look good. Now, back to Mexico versus United States of America. Let's clarify one thing. If the United States goes to war against Mexico, Mexico gets obliterated. Mexico gets destroyed to pebbles. Now, we don't want that because Mexico is very important to us. There's a lot of lovely people in Mexico. Let's make that clear. I believe Mexico ranks 34 in the military force. They cannot even afford an Air Force One for their president. The United States of America can beat China and Russia together because we have the most powerful military force on earth. And now Israel has a technology to defend their country that has shared with the United States of America. We call this the Golden Dome. And we are going to be very well protected, not just by the military power, but by the grace of God. He is watching over us. And by helping Israel, we will also be blessed and protected. It is biblical that Gog and Magog will come and try to destroy from the northern lands. They will come and try to destroy Israel. But the Bible says that God is going to intervene and will not let that happen. Now, here's the problem with Mexico versus the United States when it comes to cartel issues. And I will give you Democrats some satisfaction because I'm going to say some shit about Donald Trump. He's not perfect. We all make mistakes. I think, on my side, this is just my opinion as always. I think that before we go take care of gangbangers, cartels from other countries, because it's not just Mexico, this is also in South America. Venezuela is one of the biggest ones. Tren de Aragua is not here just for casualty, okay? They have a plan, and Mexico is in bed with Venezuela. How do I know? Because the Mexican president defends Maduro and says that he is not a criminal, while his own people don't have food, water to have. They don't get a chance to trade. They're over there. The innocent people are being treated like criminals, while Maduro, which we know he is a liar and a criminal, it's out there being defended by the Mexican president. Here's the problem. I don't think, and I don't agree with President Donald Trump, even if he's just attacking the cartel locations. Assalamu alaikum, brother. The truth. God is Allah, and so is Jehovah and Yahweh. All the descendants of Abraham. You guys are all brothers. Israel, all the Arab countries. You guys are all the same family, for Pete's sakes. Stop fighting amongst each other. Stop hating each other. Start being envious, man, of Israel. They're not the bad guy. God loves all of us. You guys first, and then us on the other side, okay? You guys are all special. I think all the sons of Abraham are very special. My God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't have a wooden God. I don't have a rock God. I don't have no idols. Now, people know the Bible and they still want to practice idolatry. That's on you. I don't do that. So let's keep that clear. Palestinians, Iranians, Iraqis, all the Middle Eastern families, all these countries, you guys are all descendants of Abraham. And this is why the Abraham's Accord is very important. You guys need to realize that you're family. So stop fighting each other and start fighting terrorist organizations amongst yourselves. Do not support Hamas. Do not support the terrorists from Iran. The Houthis are wrong. There's a lot of problems with ISIS. There's a lot of Muslim Turkish nations that they should have peace. But terrorist Muslims are disrupting this peace. Muslims fight their own brothers, and I get it. But you guys need to see that yourselves and stop it. Just cut it like a knife through butter. All right? This is the problem with the United States attacking, like I said, even if it's precision strikes on cartel locations. Let me just say, it pisses me off that the cartel poses with their guns, their M16s and their caliber 50s on the ground and their military forces. And the president of Mexico does nothing about it, which tells me that she's actually protecting them. And I wonder if these people that she calls cartels that are being sent to the United States so that they can be hung, killed, or just be put in jail for life, which costs a lot of American tax-paying dollars to the United States. I wonder if she actually is getting rid of the people that they have information on, the real bad people. But here's the problem that I have. There's a lot of Mexican people in the United States of America. Now, the problem is not that they're going to fight us. The problem is that they're going to get killed. They will be annihilated. And then the United States, the people, will be forced to defend this country and use their Second Amendment rights. And all hell is going to break loose in the United States of America. And this is why I say respect the immigration laws of this country. Stop protecting criminal, illegal immigrants. Because when shit hits the fan, you will pay the price for it. A lot of Mexicans that came here that have gotten papers, you are also in risk of having to fight your own Mexican people. Hondurans, the same thing. All these people that are here illegally, if we go and attack Mexico, these people might revolt here in the United States of America, and then we're going to have to defend ourselves. The National Guard will be involved. The U.S. Marines will get involved. The most powerful military force on earth will be loose in the United States territory, here in our own America. Remember where you heard that first, right here. If you are not careful, there's not going to be tear gas. There's not going to be rubber bullets. They will literally are going to be taking people out with live ammunition. Because if Mexico decides to declare war against the United States because of us trying to get rid of the cartels, it's not good for Mexico. It's not good for the Mexicans in this country. Definitely, it's not good for the United States of America. It will make a dent. It will hurt us a lot. And our enemies are watching, and they can't wait for that opportunity to happen. So I'm against Donald Trump attacking the cartel in Mexico for one simple reason. There's supposedly a lot of cartel positions here inside the United States of America. There's a lot of corrupted Americans into the cartels organization, and we need to take those out first. We do not need to go into Mexico. We got to clean our streets here. We do not go to El Salvador and try to help them with the gangbangers there. We got to do that here first. Local first. Clean your house before you tell your neighbor that their house is dirty. Okay? That's the shit that I'm going to talk about Donald Trump today. I feel that he really needs to clean this country. Now, what happens when he tries to clean this country? We have a lot of leftist, crazy communists out there that don't know that they're communist Marxists that are fighting President Donald Trump when he sends the National Guard to help local authorities to clear their streets, their cities, to clean them up from criminal activities, from homeless, from crack users, drug users, people that disrespect the law all the time, minors committing crimes that are as big as adult crimes. If they kill a human, they got to pay the price as an adult. And there's got to be a deterrent that tells the youth today, listen, crime does not pay. If you do the crime, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you do the crime, this is what happens. Think about it. Do you want to do that? Do you want to go to jail? Do you want people to rape you in the penitentiary? You hear all the stories. There has to be a deterrent. And when I see Americans out there protesting the National Guard and ICE and then the police, what are you doing? You are defending criminals. You support criminals in your city. How are you going to clean your city? See, just because you're making some money out of it doesn't mean that we're going to let this country go down the shit. This is native colors from Honduras. This is my native Lenca colors. It's not an LGBT shirt. Don't get too happy. I don't support the LGBTQ community. You guys are retarded. You guys are wired so twisted. You don't even know what the hell gender you are. Now, with that being said, I do support gays and lesbians. You guys can do whatever you want. But the moment that you cross that boundary, I mean, I still think that you won't be saved until you repent and change your ways. But anybody that says, I'm a woman when they have a penis, there's something wrong up here with them. It just doesn't go anymore. Pedophiles don't go in my book either. So if you keep calling Donald Trump a pedophile, but I don't believe he is. So there's that. Let's get some stuff out of the way. Okay? If you are retarded, it's okay. I understand. We'll work with that. But come on, use your common sense the best that you can, okay? Do not support people that you know they are wrong about what they're doing, and then you're encouraging them to keep doing the same things over and over. We do not allow or support criminal activities here in the United States. Do you understand what's happening with Mexico and the United States right now? Let me see if I got some comments in here. Let's see. My brother, gay, that's his problem. That's right, bro. The big jack. I'm not going to read the last one. Big jackass slots. Slots is in machines. I'm assuming you're a gambler. Epstein file. Okay, we'll touch a little bit about that. I got some things to say about it. I was going to save it for tonight's live, but we can hit it. I want to hear right now, what do you think about Mexico not accepting military help from the United States to get rid of the cartels? Here's your time to your chance to shine. I want to hear something. The Crow, what the hell? What? Okay, do you speak English? I think I speak English. Why don't you learn to speak English? Your grammar is even shitty, bro. I'm even pronouncing it better than what you're writing. It's really sad that many don't have an ounce of common sense. That's right, Tracy. They don't, and it's so frustrating, right? Most heinous crimes happen in red states, small towns. You said it. Small towns will have higher percentages when it comes to that. I agree, and I'm not saying that red states are clean. What I'm saying is, if President Donald Trump says, "Hey, listen, whether you're blue or red, it doesn't matter. If the shit's hitting the fan and you cannot control the peace, if you cannot keep your cities clean, I'm sending the National Guard to help you clean it up." And I will believe that red states will say, hey, if that's what you think is best, bring it on. Because you see, the National Guard belongs to the United States of America. National Guard belongs to every state. And of course, the governor has the right over them. But the president can override that in case of an emergency, in case of war. There are certain ways that the president can just send the National Guard, whether they like it or not. In California, they were deployed. Why? Because these illegal criminal aliens and all those idiot kids of those illegal immigrants were out there stoning police cars, burning the American flag, waving the Mexican flag, and they got tear gas and they got rubber bullets. But I'm telling you right now, if there was a war between the United States and Mexico, those people, they got to go. You want to be violent, you will be met with violence. If there is a war declared in the United States between Mexico and the United States, I'll say this. Pick a side. I am picking Mexico's side, I'll tell you that right now. I know who's going to win. And technically, nobody really wins. Because when innocent people die, it's not good for anybody. But let me read. I'm talking a little bit too much here. Keep the insults and comments to yourself right now. I want to hear what you think about this Mexico, United States. Forget about Daniel. She was a prostitute. She was a porn star. So what? She got beat up while she was making videos. Not that I watched them all the way, but I've seen some. Nobody's perfect, guys. You know, if you want to defend a slut, a whore that likes to do dirty, kinky things for money, go on and do that. It doesn't matter. Let's see. You're trying to clean up your house while your neighbor is dumping trash through your window. Man, Christopher, man, I know, bro. I know. You need to stop the neighbors before. Okay, I will take that argument, Chris. I can see that point. Okay, I can see that. I appreciate the comment. Thank you so much. Isabella, get your facts straight. Don't be judging and accusing people as if you are the judge and executioner. You have no proof. If somebody comes and says the same things about you, you are going to fight through tooth and nail to prove to them that it's not true. And Donald Trump has done that, has proved it, and it's clear. So knock it off with the fake news. Jade says couldn't last the whole video, huh? I don't know what the hell that means. I'm sorry, I missed it. Joseph is a defender. Norman Reese, trust me, we know who is going to win. Absolutely. I'd rather defend her than the child rapist you're defending. Okay, you go ahead and do that, Isabella. Why don't you move down to Mexico, will you? Go defend the cartels that are bringing all these children trafficking for sex slavery. Go ahead and go do that, you hypocrite. Convicted criminal. No, he's not a convicted criminal. Those are fake charges, and he was clear of all that. Let's see. So ICE assuming every brown person, not American, is okay. That is not true. That is fake. And I'm going to tell you something. There is a lot of Hispanics that are citizens that are stupid enough to go and block ICE, to get in the way, to start throwing bricks, slashing tires, and trying to hit and assault ICE agents. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen and you're going to use your color of your skin to defend yourself. I'll bitch slap you. You're far from knowing anything. Oh, yeah. Go read some news. Go read the interviews that the president of Mexico does. Why don't you go read what the interviews of the president of El Salvador does? Go listen to the interviews that Venezuelan Maduro, corrupted freaking politician, does in live TV, and they come back and talk to me. I don't make up the stories. These mofos, they speak this shit through their mouth. And you can read it, and you can ignore it, but the fact is, it's still a fact. Let's see. I want to hear another comment about Mexico. I like that, man. You're right, man. The neighbors throwing garbage in here, but I want to see some action of cleanup. We are seeing some illegal immigrants being deported, but I want to see some criminal cartels being taken into custody. Which, by the way, I actually saw a video today that they have seized a bunch of money. I think it wasn't that much. It was like, what was it, like 20 kilos of fentanyl, which supposedly kills about 10 million people. So my point is, if the cartel is being protected by the Mexican president, and we go, I will say this, just so I can help you, so I can go on your side and say that neighbors throwing trash through the window. Okay, let me read a couple comments. Let me take a little break here. Let's see. Joshua says we got a lot of pedos calling people pedos in here. Man, you got that right, brother. Thank you for saying that. Some of you actually defend me. I appreciate that. Let's see. Daniel says you are fantastic, El Mejor. Keep on going. See what I'm saying, man? You guys are so awesome, dude. I appreciate you all. We're trying to just use common sense. If you think that anything that I say is a lie, go look it up. It's okay. We can look it up. And I might even look up a couple of articles while we're here together, okay? Let me see. What else we got? NR, call eyes on this guy. I've heard that so many times. I don't know, man. People keep using that. Is that the pamphlet that they give all these illegal immigrant lovers? Is that the pamphlet that you guys have? Call eyes on this guy? Even though I'm Hispanic, even though I'm a naturalized American citizen, even though my beliefs align with the people's beliefs, call eyes. That's your best line. Throw away the pamphlet, bro. Make a new one, will ya? Americans all have accents. Thank you, Anna. That is 100%. I've been trying to say this to these fools. Why you make fun of my English? Why you don't like what I say, huh? Would you like me to speak with a different accent? I mean, I can try to make something up, but I don't know if it's going to be Asian or Mexican. I cannot fake accents. Let's see. Hispanic, but he thinks he's white. Meredith, the right term is coconut. Brown on the outside, white on the inside, they say. Whereas eyes when you need them. If I had control or access to ICE, I will be sending eyes to all these people that said they're going to call eyes on me, because I guarantee you they are probably illegal themselves. All right, here we go. $50 million for Maduro. Somebody mentioned reward somewhere in there. $50 million. Man, I want that military that Maduro has to turn against them and get this guy. Dead or alive, they say. Pedo protecting pedos. What? Oh, man. Man, I hope that I understood that. Because you do seem to have a military, maybe you copy somebody else's picture. Chris Apaza says, you are an SOB. Is that right? Is that because I care about the United States of America? Is that because I like to defend the United States of America? Is that because I like to honor the United States of America and its American citizens? Is that because I'm against criminals being in this country? Is it because I don't accept that criminals bring drugs that kill our citizens in this country? I must be a very big SOB. Well, some bitch. Just say it, brother. It's not going to be blocked. We'll read it. We'll read it. You know who's the real SOB? You. Because you are against this country. You are against the only country that fights for peace and that wants to do something good for the world. You are the traitor, my friend. Let's see. What else do we have? Sergio Lopez, you haven't given any facts. You want facts? Go listen to your president talk out of her mouth. Even her own people have called her out when she says that in Guadalajara they had 70% crime reduction. And then her own people say, well, this weekend, a lot of people got killed in my town. So where are you getting these numbers from? Guess what? They make their own numbers so that they can make themselves look good. And if they were smart, they wouldn't use such high increment percentages on those numbers, because not everybody's stupid. The way that she uses her classism against her native Indian Mexicans is disgusting. Disgusting. She sees her Mexican people die by the thousands, and she thinks we need to hug and be nice to the cartels so that they can change the way they are. Come on, man. Get real. Let me go all the way down. Then Mexico is screwed. Gonzo, I hope not. Man, whether people believe it or not, man, I love Mexico. I know I'm Honduran American, but I love Mexico. Mexico is a great country, and what a damn shame that the people of Mexico don't realize that, and they allow some criminal president. I don't like her. Let's just say that. I don't like her. And not because she's a woman. I mean, I can tell she's from Mexico City by the way that she talks and by the way that she looks at her lower class citizens, according to her. It's obvious. She cannot look at a native Indian Mexican in the face with true love. Even when she tries to say that she cares and loves them, her face says disgusting. And a lot of weak, blind women, oh, I love my presidenta, which, by the way, presidenta means the president's wife. Es presidente. That's the position of the president of the country. Presidenta is the first lady. That is her title. These idiots, man, they don't know what they're talking about. Donald Trump did not prove anything. Yeah, of course he didn't. Did Biden do it? Biden proved a lot of things, yeah? Chill says, sellout. Tell me how I'm a sellout. I love this country. I love my Hispanic people, but I will not allow my children to become criminals. I will not allow my children to break the law. And if they break the law, they got to pay the price, because there's consequences to breaking the law. Don't be a fool. You're an ignorant fool if you think that defending criminals, it's a good thing. If you're a criminal, that makes sense. You are brainwashed, my friend. Nah, 508 says. Brainwash, yeah, to want freedom, to want peace, to want prosperity, to see the United States of America flourish. Yeah, that's brainwash. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, why not? I agree, man. That's brainwash. Maybe some of us will call it taking the red pill. Have you taken the red pill of reality? You have been dreaming, lied to you, letting you think that you are special only because they use you to do their evil ways. You are not bringing honor to Mexico if you're a criminal. You do not bring honor to your country if you break the law of the United States of America with the excuse that the country that you say you honor is a piece of shit and that's why you live in that country. That's why you love that country so much. You come and wave the flag in the United States of America and leave that country that you love so much and say, oh, that country is so awesome. And then you come over here and talk shit about that country that you think is so awesome because you want the American help. You hypocrites. The criminal mind thinks the same no matter what country they come from. Sheinbaum is the greatest president of Mexico, says Moses Montes, which got his balls cut off by women. She is highly educated, yes, compared to the native Indians on the mountains. She really is. Justin, you a liberal, says the white Mike. Not to be confused with the great white hope. Bro came here illegally. I came here legally on a 777 jet Boeing, big ass plane. And I enjoyed probably about a 12-pack of Coca-Colas. I enjoy when I learned that if you hit that little button to get the flight attendant to come over, you can ask them for a soda and they'll give it to you. You suckers missed out because they don't longer do that anymore. Unless you fly first class, and that's still allowed. Let's see here. Thank you guys for the loves. I see those hearts coming up. God bless you guys. I really, excuse my language, guys. That is my sin, my language. And sometimes my anger, even though I confuse it with passion sometimes. The one time I will contradict myself is I confuse anger with passion sometimes, but only because I feel that justice is not being done. When I hear these nincompoops in here talking shit about the United States of America, it bugs me. And because I defend the United States of America, they call me sellout. They don't understand how much I love my people. And that is why I want them to come here legally. See, these criminals allow their kids to become criminals because they think that because they were criminals before, they cannot discipline them. Listen, I made mistakes when I was a teenager. I am not going to let my children repeat those mistakes. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Common sense, you got to get some. You got to get some. Can you understand this immigrant? Which one? I'm Colombian and we are having the same problem with Venezuelan and Haitian aliens. Edwin, oh man, people don't want to believe it, man. They think it's just in the United States. I have Colombian friends, my brother. God bless you guys, man. God bless you. May he give you guys strength. They don't believe that Maduro is a corrupted person and Mexico is in bed with this guy. My Mexican family and friends, come on. Don't let them do this to you. I'm telling you, that people are going to judge more Americans when they start defending themselves against these Mexican criminals. And it's not really the people's fault. It is the lying government that's making them believe that being criminals in the United States of America somehow brings honor to Mexico, but it doesn't. It doesn't bring honor to Mexico. It brings shame to every beautiful, law-abiding citizen of Mexico. You are scum compared to the beautiful Mexicans that work hard and follow the law. Because of you criminals out there, a lot of Mexicans don't have the opportunity to come into this country and become residents and become citizens because you guys are effing it up for them. You're doing that. You illegal criminals are stopping other Mexicans that deserve to be here more than a lot of Americans that are born in this country, let me tell you. You criminals are the ones responsible for this mass deportation. You guys were celebrating, dancing on your caravan of illegal people coming on here on el tren al norte, the train towards northbound. You guys were out there, oh no, we're victims. Let's go kill somebody. Let's go rob some city. Let's go burn some American flags, even though we are asking them for asylum. Man, how retarded can we get? See, this is why I love the American people. Period. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You call me a sellout. There is a lot of Hondurans. When I was down there visiting, I asked a lot of the people in the islands in Honduras told me what a shame for those Hondurans that went to the United States illegally. What a shame, they said. While they're out there working their butts off, making ends meet. I go to the mainland in Honduras and I ask people that are doing business on the street, hey, would you like to go to the United States of America? Hell no. I'm Honduran. I'm happy here. I got a business. I provide for my family. I work my butt off 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, he says. And they living comfortable. Not like here. They're not as luxury, but very comfortable because they work their butt off. So let me tell you something. There's a lot of poor areas in Honduras. I grew up in one of them. And if I would have had my mom with me, that's all that mattered. You see, there used to be a time where having your family together was priceless. It meant more than money. You were happier because the family was together. And now people go and grab a few dollars and their family doesn't mean shit anymore. You're choosing materialistic things for what's the most important things that you should have in your life, and that's family. Respect from people, from friends. You guys want to support criminals? Then that's the life that you have. That's what you will get. So I think that Mexico versus USA is a very thin line between peace and destruction. And mark my words, Mexican Americans, those people that have dual citizenship with Mexico and the United States will have to make a choice. If war ever broke out between the United States and Mexico, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to ask you, will you support the United States or will you support Mexico? Whatever answer the country is that you give, that's where you belong. So if you say Mexico, get the hell out of the United States of America before it's too late. Self-deport. So maybe when all this conflict is resolved, you might get a chance to come back. Let's go ahead and switch gears over here real quick. That's what I wanted to say about today's topic. I think we covered it. If you guys have any other comments on it, I want to read it. I want to see where you're at. Let me see. Let me read a couple of comments and we're going to go in touch with Epstein files. Let's see what's going on here. Get Fit is extremely jealous. I bet. Hulk Hogan is still alive. No, he's not, man. He did. But may he rest in peace. We'll keep his memory alive. Cody likes the blue pill. He wants to stay connected to the Matrix. You just demonstrated, says Eric, your thought process. You determined that 70% isn't justified because someone said, yeah, but there's still some crime. What you didn't understand, Eric, the Viking, it's that when the government tells you that there is a 70% crime reduction in your city, the first answer is, that's bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Look at Washington, D.C. Here in America, Washington, D.C., crime is down 35%. And yet, it's as high as 45% crime rate right now. Are you telling me that we were at 80% crime rate? And how is it that crime rate is down 35%? But now we have a D.C. downtown that is worse than the third world country. Vietnam, downtown in Vietnam makes D.C. look like a shitty third world country hole. Explain that. I don't believe on statistics and numbers that they tell me that the crime is down when my neighbor's being gunned down. When the crime happens to you, you tend to not believe those statistics. Get it right, Eric. Pay attention. Elvin Serrano, my own family called me racist. You ain't the only one. For standing up for my people here in Colombia. Bruh. Happens to all of us. See, this is why they hate us when we put this Make America Great hat again. They hate us when we protect the United States. You know, there's a lot of drugs and criminality in Colombia. I get it. In Honduras, it has come down a bit. I can see the difference, but it's still happening. Cartel is not just in Mexico. It's not just in the United States of America. It goes all the way down to South America. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Venezuela, there's a lot of Venezuelans right now that have made a promise to the United States of America that they will share their oil with the United States of America. This is going to bring a lot of prosperity back to Venezuela. And of course, it's going to benefit the United States of America, which is a great thing because the United States of America is a country that fights for peace throughout the world. Whether you like Donald Trump's past, I will say the same thing that Jesus Christ said to the people and the same thing that Putin said to all those countries in Europe. I will say the same thing to you. Those without sin cast the first stone against Donald Trump. From now on, I want to hear crickets about Donald Trump. Edwin, hang in there, bro. Stick with the truth. This is what the American patriots have told me. This is what I'm going to follow as well. Whenever I give somebody advice, first of all, I'm very selfish. That advice belongs to me, and I'm just sharing it with you. So if I tell you to be a better patriot, I'm talking to myself, and I'm sharing it with you. If I tell you that you should really fight your sins, and that you should really change your ways, I'm talking about myself, and I'm sharing it with you, okay? So one thing that you have to understand, gracias, Helwing. God bless you, brother. Thank you for that support. One thing I'm going to say to you is this. Nobody's perfect. I am not hating you as much as I'm raising my voice. I have ADHD. Okay, I don't think it's a disability, but it makes my my blood get up there, right? But I really mean it. I have love for everybody, but I'm not gonna sit there and fight to keep loving somebody that doesn't even love themselves. I'm sorry, you just can't change people. So I give you guys the freedom. Let's see, Edwin, you also worship an idol. Your boy Clippy. Man, okay, maybe that was an old comment. If you are free of sin, cast the first stone, you hypocrites. Viva USA says, Anna K. God bless you, Anna. Eric, you're just repeating buzzwords because I see the comments that your hood rats are actually putting on there. I have to repeat myself because you don't seem to get the point. What's this guy cover for child predators? I'm not covering for you, Smitty. That's on you, baby. Yannick says, so you're telling yourself to change your ways, but at the moment you back Trump. So even in the back of your mind, you're saying change your ideas. We have to change every single day, but nobody can do it for you. You're the last thing about Jesus Christ. You know the last thing about Jesus Christ. Eric, why don't you enlighten me? Tell me what I don't know about Jesus Christ. This is the chat where you guys can come in here and talk shit to me, but talk shit to me and change my mind. Yes, please. Somebody, please explain Marxism. Anybody. Supposedly we got rid of Marxism. Supposedly we got rid of communists. And unfortunately, they are not gone. They have now become the new Democratic Party. Carol says, Moses, you hide. You stay hidden, bro. It's always a Trump supporter with their making believe Jesus. Eric, when you're full of sin, you can't see the truth. You got to cleanse yourself. The only way to do that is by repenting from your sin and accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I guarantee you will think different. Let's see. Papi Loco, a true Christian would never accept genocide. Maybe. But that's just your opinion. I'm not saying that genocide is a good thing, but what they did to Israel was genocide, and I don't see you mother sitting here defending that. So I don't want to hear it. As they say, shut your pie hole. I want to apologize. Last night I got a little bit emotional because, man, it just, it breaks my heart to see people just going down the path of corruption. And they're trying to destroy our country, guys. They're trying to destroy the United States from within because the enemy knows that they can't do it from without. We have the strongest military power force in the United States of America and in the world. So for all you fools that think that the United States is nobody, you're very greatly mistaken. And I will say for you Mexicans in here, if you love your country of Mexico, go back to it if you're not legal here. Go back and support your so loving president that you defend so much. Go back and protect her. Go back and see how she treats you. And then don't come back here. You can cry and whine all you want over there in Mexico, but you don't get to do that shit over here. So Eric also has ADHD, except he hasn't learned how to control it. He's closed-minded. Bruce says, thank you for your intelligent perspective. It's my first time watching you and the longest that I'm still watching. Bruce, God bless you, brother. Thank you for that support. White Mike, appreciate you being you. Thank you, White. No, I'm going to call you, thank you, Mike. Again, you're not the great white hope. That's Donald Trump. You know where I got that quote from? From Jesse Lee Peterson. The black guy that makes everybody pissed off. And what's great about Jesse Lee Peterson is sometimes I notice a lot of people call him, right, on the phone. And they tell him their life, and he just like says the worst things about them. But the people know that he's a comedian, and he is right for most of the things that he says. Amazing, that's amazing. That's right, baby. Yeah, I love that guy, bro. But you know what I love the most is when I see black people that call in, especially the guys, and they're like, "Wait, what?" And they just start laughing. He's like, "Man, you're crazy." He's like, I love you, Jesse Lee Peterson. You make me laugh all the time. And even though, like, he's calling it out, and the guys know that they're messing up, and they support it. So there you go. Man, yeah, I know, man. You know what? I blame this guy right here because I've been drinking too much coffee. Thanks for reminding me that I have to drink my coffee. Plus, the light is yellow. Smart ass. You know what? I'll tell you something. I think you're right. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get my teeth whitened out. That does sound like a good idea. That's amazing. Better, Eric. Better. Greg says, "Bless you, Dennis, brother in Christ." Thank you, Greg. God bless you, man. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I appreciate and love you guys for accepting me, even with all my little imperfections, the way I talk, the way I act. I try to be sincere. I try to be honest. I don't like to change for nobody. I'm always myself here on camera, in public. And, some people try to talk smack to me sometimes on the street, but they're just lucky that I'm a Christian. Let's just say that. I always believe that in equality. So if somebody hits me, I'm going to hit them back. And when I hit something, bro, it's not nice. I'm not saying, I'm getting older. Arthritis is kicking in. My hand is going to hurt for a couple of weeks, but I will break somebody's jaw. I apologize about that. That ain't right. It's not right. That's not what Jesus would do. Carol says only one God, and that's right. Only one God. Now, the Muslims call them Allah. Some Christians don't believe that Allah is Yahweh, but I do. What I disagree is on every religion, there is something that is misinterpreted or taught the wrong way. The way that I think, man, most people don't agree. It's okay. I understand. Brothers, I left MAGA. You can too, guys. Soothsayer says, continue defending criminals. Leave MAGA, guys. Don't listen to this guy. A lot of the viewers just dropped off. That's okay. That's okay. Leave MAGA. Go join the communists and see how well it's gone for Venezuela. See how well it's gone for the Chinese. See how well it's gone for North Korea. See how well it's gone to the African countries that right now they think that this Ibrahim new leader that they have is the best. They don't know that the government that gives you the housing, the food, that controls your medical, that's the government that is the tyrant and will control you and will force you to do everything they want you to do. Here in the United States of America, you call Donald Trump a tyrant, an authoritarian. But what he really is doing is what we, the people that voted for the majority to put him in office, asked him to do. Now, I will admit, people's emotions will go crazy when they see people being deported, but that's just a fact of life. Peace through strength, says Gonzo, 100%. Hexeth says that all the time, and I agree. Francisco Flores, bro, that's my cousin's name. You better not be my cousin, bro. You better not. I will fly to Miami and bitch slap you for saying that. Yes, I am older than that cousin, and I'm twice his size, so I can still slap him. Justin, let's see. We don't need a foreigner telling us what is patriotic, deep shit. Democracy is something you don't understand. You know what I understand about democracy? The government should not be cheating our democracy. This is a constitutional republic that has a democracy. This is not a democratic country. Let's get that right. I don't think you understand the difference between that. But when you let Biden and the administration cheat, don't think we forgot. You motherfuckers cheated on that election. I even have a video from a guy that was actually cheated on the elections in Venezuela. That's how Maduro stays in office for so long. Even Putin in Russia. I'm sorry, Putin, if you're listening. That is the shit that we're talking about today. China, same thing. They have used that through 95 countries in the world have been found to have cheated on the elections. But guess what happens? The leftists, they just hate. Here's an example of a Marxist. A Marxist believes that if you want to destroy your enemy, you have to do a few things. One, you have to blame them for something. And then you got to call them names like racist, fascist, bigot, and you got to repeat it over and over and over until people believe it. The way they train their Marxists is they tell them a lie that people know is a lie, but then they teach them. Say that lie over and over and over again until you believe it. Now you're part of our group and association. That's a Marxist. That's what Marxists do. Marxist communist does what Mondani is doing in New York. That guy is a jackass. Watch his videos when he used to pretend to rap. He's an idiot. And people that have been brainwashed that they are dependent on the government, they think that that's the way to be. But you see, this is what the government does. They give you food stamps. They give you welfare, housing, medical. Okay, I'm okay with that. But they give you all this stuff. And they force you, without you even knowing, to believe that it's okay for you not to work and depend on the government. Like people that are raised in food stamps, in welfare, they are really raised and believe that is the responsibility of the taxpayers to raise their kids and pay for all the shit that they want. That, my friend, is a fact. But what they don't realize is that when they do that, they give up the right to be independent and yet free in this country. So what is the first thing that a communist will offer you? We, as communists, we will offer you free housing so you don't have to work. We will offer you free medical, free food, and even cash if you don't work. And guess who pays for that? The American people. The people think the government, they're making this money out of the blue air, out of the thin air, I'm sorry. But it's not. It's the taxpayers that fund this crap that the government is doing. So, a lot of people were saying, we'll get to the Epstein, guys. Hang in there. If I get back to 200, I'll talk about the Epstein files. But right now, it's only 40 of you guys in there. They think that by getting all these benefits, they are good people. They were talking bad about Social Security. Here in Everett, Washington, as I was driving, I was watching all the senior citizens holding the sign, right? Remember that sign for the protesters? No kings. The old people, man, it broke my heart. The old people sit there with signs, don't touch our Social Security. Don't mess with our Social Security. And I'm like, people, there's no taxes on seniors' Social Security. That's a thing. You know, I was at this KFC with my wife. This is a true story. There was these two old ladies in line. I mentioned this on one of my videos, maybe alive. I was sitting in line, and of course, there's always like young people, right, at these fast food restaurants. So I go in there and I ask the ladies, are you guys in line? She said, oh no, we haven't ordered yet. There's nobody here. So I lean over the counter. I say, excuse me, we need some help. Well, but right there, you know, kind of rude. And I said, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, right? I'm being the patient guy here. And then finally, the girl comes out. And she said, oh, how can I help you? Of course, I was in front of the old ladies because they told me to get in the front. I said, what are you eating? I said, I want to see what I can get. I said, what are you eating? The lady said, oh, we're going to have the number one. And I said, the other lady, what are you going to get? Oh, the same thing, number one. I said, okay, let me have two number ones and I want to have two number fours. And the ladies looked at each other like, wow, he's going to pay for us. Well, when I told them, I said, you said that you've been waiting for a long time. I said, God wanted you to be patient and wait for me to come and pay for your food today. That's how God works. And they're like, oh my gosh, God bless you, you know. And then we're talking. And I said, do you know what Trump is doing with your Social Security? Can you believe this? The people say he's a king. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, we're so worried. And I don't know what's going to happen because this is the only income that we have. And I said, well, let me give you some good news. As God blesses you, what you're going to have is you're not going to pay taxes on your Social Security. Is that a thing? Yes, it is a thing. It has come to pass. It is now a law. You will not have to pay taxes on your Social Security anymore. And it's retroactive. So next year, when the actual starts, you will get money back from this year. Now, a lot of Democrats out there, and I'm sorry, PBD, he never watches my show anyways, I'm nobody. But PBD was talking with his panel saying, oh my God, Social Security is going to go away. And like Donald Trump says, yeah, if Democrats get their hands on it again, it will go away. But this is what these guys were talking about. Oh, we need to raise the age of retirement. I'm like, shit, man, 67 years old. You know how many people make it to 67 years old? Not many. And I don't want to retire, get my first check, and then die. They say it is obvious that we have to raise the age to 80 years old. And I'm like, bruh, okay. See, you're rich. We're not. So I have a problem with that. But the guys are very smart. I'm not going to hate on them. They're very smart. They're very sharp. They have their news. They got their notes. Me, I got what I have read, what I have seen, what I understand, and what I have interpreted. But, you know, nonetheless, I respect them. So a lot of Democrats are lying to the people. They're saying Donald Trump thinks he's a king. Bitch, we put him in office. He's doing what we asked him to do. He is delivering on the promise that he made through his campaign. He's the only one that has done that. Smitty, you are a sucker. Thank you, Gonzo. You know it's true. If you don't like the truth, you can leave. That's fine. What I want is to encourage true patriots of this country to support their common sense. America first does not just mean money. America first means you respect your American brothers and sisters. Anybody that pays respect and honors this land, that's America first. It's not just about money. Millions of illegal immigrants, whether people like it or not, were getting food stamps, free medical, free housing. And they say, wait a minute. No, they don't qualify. Yes, they do, because sanctuary cities use the taxpayers' money and their federal funding to get these people the money that belongs to the American citizens. NGOs are the biggest way to launder dirty money from the government. You know why? Because whenever something has to be changed in the budget in a state government, they have to ask us. They ask for our opinion, and most people vote ignorantly because they think, oh, yeah, I want to beautify Washington State. But what they don't understand is once they take that money from us, they give money to an NGO, and they don't ask you, hey, can you donate? Is it okay if we use this money? No. They just give it. And most of these NGOs, nothing goes to whatever people they say they're helping. Most of it is just for salaries of the people in those NGOs and a lot of kickback money for corrupted politicians. Look that up. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. That's my theory. Could be a chaos theory, but that's what I believe. Lilia Paz Fortuna, thank you for the thumbs up. Tracy at Smith, a cult is a small group. MAGA is huge. Tracy, you go. You go, Tracy. God bless you. Pop-Tart, listen to Donald Trump's sister speaking about her brother. It is on tape. You must listen to it. You know what else we can do, Pop-Tart? Listen to how you talk about people and your sister and your family. And let's find out what dirty shit we can find out about you and your family. Nobody's perfect, you moron. Brothers and sisters be fighting all the time. Let's see. Get fit. He's putting us farther in debt, not jobs, nothing. Okay, so all you American people that don't understand how it works. First of all, it took decades to get rid of this manufacturing jobs, companies that we have local, making medicine, etc. It's going to take time before we bring them back. Be patient, doggone it. You guys sound like you've been fighting for this country. You haven't done shit for this country. So be patient at least. It'll come back. 2026, we're going to celebrate together. Thank you guys so much again for your liking and subscribing to my channel. I really don't deserve subscribers and people that agree with me, but I'm glad to see that there's still a lot of patriots out there that care about this country. Hey, welcome. How are you? Welcome back to the chat. I just saw that. I cannot get to all the comments, guys. There's a lot of comments, and it's just me. So if you see me looking down, this and that, I'm trying to read the comments, but it's really hard for me to go through all of them. Let's see. All the problems in the USA, like raising food and housing costs, is the failure of capitalism. It's happening right now in front of you. Soothsayer, do you know who raises taxes on the local people? Do you know who raises taxes on local businesses? Do you know who keeps raising taxes on employers for L&I, for the employees to have health insurance? Do you know who keeps raising all those taxes? Not the tariffs, not Donald Trump. Who? I know you're smart, so I know you can find out. You all couldn't care less about people. Well, brother, we do care, man. It's just most people don't listen. Tracy says, I love the fact that President Trump is on so many minds 24/7. He lives right there in their minds, don't he? Oh, man. You know, this is how I will compare the left versus the right. Donald Trump and all of us the people, us, we want Donald Trump to help Russia and Ukraine fix their problem, okay? We don't expect them to do it. It's not his war, it's not ours. But look at the difference between Donald Trump, us, and the morons on the far left. Trump gets off his plane, Air Force One. Putin comes from his plane. They meet together as diplomacy, shake hands, they tap each other, like say, hey, hello, and God bless you. I wish you well. Let's have a good talk. The reporter, the far left reporter, stupid ass question says, President Putin, are you going to keep killing innocent children? What do you think? What kind of deal you think you can make with a person like that? He probably, his mind just said, bitch. That's what I would have said. If I would have been there with the press, if I would have been a press reporter and I was there, I would have said, shut up. You're messing up the negotiations. And then I read to you guys yesterday an article that was put by MSNBC and an article put by Fox. The article from NBC says, oh, Trump did the Putin dirty. Some papers left behind at a hotel show some plans of a luncheon, blah, 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 that then were canceled. And then I'm like, oh, shit. So you don't appreciate the fact that President Trump went over there, talked to Putin and say, okay, what do you got? What do you want? Well, okay, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, that's it. You know what? Let's go into the press. Tell them, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And that's exactly what he did. That's how you do it. Here is Fox. Fox says the president brought a letter from our beautiful First Lady, Melania Trump, that some of these jerk-offs over here want her to be deported. I don't think they understand how the immigration laws work. But her letter was very touching. And I think this is how I started getting emotional last night. But she was asking Putin to please stop the war because of innocent children, their future dreams, etc. And that's a positive. It's not perfect. Trump didn't go there to make a deal. That's not what the whole situation was about. And somebody says, oh, millions of dollars were spent for him to fly to Alaska. Who gives a shit? You don't say nothing when millions of dollars are spent in Africa for circumcision. And speaking of circumcision, I can't even get that over here. And health insurance doesn't cover it. Sorry, guys, in Honduras, there is no circumcision, okay? Only Americans do that. That may have been too much information. I apologize about that. So there you go. See, we see things different. People like to act like they are so innocent and righteous. Like when you see this LGBTQ going off on Christians. Oh, God says to love everybody. You and being all violent. And I say, they think that saying they're Christians shows that they're Christians. But my reply to them says this. Jesus Christ said to love our neighbors as he loved us. See, he didn't care what sin you have committed. He believed that if you repented, you would be safe if you believe. The problem with these people is that they don't know that a lot of us Christians know that the devil knows the scriptures better than most people in the church. Most people in the church, they will quote scriptures, but they don't quote life events. They don't quote parables because they don't understand them. They think that if you just quote a scripture, you are saint and you're righteous. That's not how it works. Does anybody know, and this is nothing against you Catholics, all right, my love goes to you, but does anybody know, first of all, I'm going to ask you two things. Who was the founder of the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church? Let's see if you guys know. Anybody? Who was the first pope of the Roman Catholic Church? No. Wasn't Paul. I don't like Trump, says Sooth, because he allows the company I work for to prostate. Is it prostate or prostitute? My body for work. And if I quit, I lose my money and healthcare. Less working hours per week would be nice. Sooth, stop messing my chat, bro. This couldn't even define Marxism. You know what? If you want the definition of Marxism, bro, shit, I got a browser over here. We can look it up so I can keep you satisfied. What is Marxism? Let me satisfy your curiosity. Marxism is a social political, and economic philosophy, a lie, developed by Karl Marx, and Friedrich Engels, analyzing class relations and societal conflict using historical materialism. It proposes that history is driven by class struggle, particularly between the bourgeois or owners of capital and the proletariat or the working class. Man, I don't know these words, man. And predicts that capitalism will ultimately be replaced by communism. Now, they really are trying to make capitalism a communism. Isn't that crazy? You asked for it. There's your definition. What the hell did you want me to learn that we didn't already know? Go ahead and tell me how you become a Marxist. That's what I want you to learn. Knowing the definition doesn't mean shit about who they are. Let's just say that. So everybody just always wants me to look up the information. And when I read it, for some reason, I interpret it different than how they see it. Isn't that crazy? Man, it's crazy. All right. For all you fools out there that want to talk about the Epstein files, there's only 30 of you in there, so not important enough, I guess. Maxwell. Check this out. Maxwell got transferred to another, what do you call that? Correctional institution, another jail. Why do you think that is? I will allow you to give me first your opinion. Why do you think that she got transferred out of that jail to another jail? Precious, don't be cheating. The founder of the Roman Catholic Church is correct. It was Peter. And it's crazy enough. Two facts. Revelations in the book of Apocalypse calls the Roman Catholic Church a harlot. If you guys don't know what that is a whore, a prostitute, because of all the idols in it. And it says that the beast will sit in it. And when you see that, run for the hills, so to speak. What is the symbol of an antichrist? Anybody? There's only one that I know of. Okay? Let's get back to the subject, says Edwin. We're going to talk about this Epstein files. Edwin, what did you want to input there? I'll allow you to go ahead and put some input there while we're doing this. Greg is GOAT. Garrett, we do have problems as Christians with attacking the person and not the sin regarding gay and trans. See, trans is beyond. Gay, lesbian, we can still address. But trans and any, you can't fix that, bro. Once you commit the sin of castrating yourself to become a woman, there is no going back. That's the unforgivable sin. All right, just to close the question that I had, the symbol for stick 666, do you know what 666 means? I bet you probably nobody on this chat knows what 666 means. You're going to be so surprised once I tell you. But the symbol for an antichrist is an upside down cross. And crazily enough, or ironically enough, Peter, the founder, the first pope of the Roman Catholic Church, was crucified upside down. It is the mark of the beast. But what is it? Yes, Edwin, the cross upside down. That's exactly right. But what is 666? You are going to be blown away once I tell you what that is. We see it every day. We use it every day. It's crazy. I already gave you some hints. We see it and use it every day. And every day, it keeps getting smarter and smarter. That is the 666. What is it? I know it's not fair to ask these kind of questions when you know the answer. Like, myself in this case. But what is it? What do you think it means? Edwin says, I do. Greg, son of a gun. That's right. It is AI. That is the beast. And whether you like it or not, 666 means knowledge of man. Technology is the knowledge that man has. And what are we pushing for nowadays? AI. AI. Isn't that crazy? Don't worry about it. Welcome. We all misspell words. Autocorrect is a piece of junk. We speak incorrectly to begin with. We don't speak real English. We speak Americanized English, which means a lot of broken down English. Dude, I'm a Gnostic. I know. So when they say that the people will put the mark of the beast on their forehead or on their wrist, it's technology. They were showing Putin. They say, Mr. President Putin, we have found a way to avoid money. Now we are putting chips on people's hands, on their head, and now they can just scan it. And Putin goes, so now you don't use a credit card, you're using your body to scan. Ridiculous, he says. But isn't that crazy? They scan your head and they practice with COVID. Where do they test your temperature? Right on your forehead. Where do they test your temperature? On your arm. Technology is going to advance even greater than you ever know. They use live organisms mixed with real computers. It is crazy what they're doing. And I heard about this back in the late 90s. Nobody wants to believe it. Release the Kraken. We all want those files released, guy. Hey, Omar, what's going on, man? That's right. Antichrist, you get in there. Misspell words. Moses says, so we're not going to address the Epstein thing. Hey, somebody brought me back, brother. But we will. I have so that makes sense, man. I have a 666 tattooed on me. Am I screwed? Probably. The way you're thinking, brother, you might just be the number one screwed fan on this chat. Sorry, brother. I didn't tell you to do it. Hey, you know what's great, though? It's not a chip. Even if it was, you can still remove it. So the bad thing about the chip, it's not, the bad thing is not saying, and I'm just messing with you, Sue. It doesn't matter if you have that tattooed. It means nothing. What it really means is that if you have a chip at 666 in your head or anywhere in your body, the government can track you. And if you don't do what they tell you to do, they will find your ass. And just like the Marxist says, they will be replaced with communism. And when they do that, that's exactly what they want. So anyways, we'll go ahead and let me see. Is it okay if I go back to the Epstein files? Let's see. If I get 3 yes, I will go back to the Epstein files. We're barely hanging by a thread. I only got 40 people on there, so make it count. Yeah, mark of the beast to buy and sell. That's right. Garrett, that's right. He's not screwed. I'm just messing with him. Sooth, my daddy is a preacher, and he didn't tell you about that. Oh, that's right. That's why you have issues. It's okay, brother. Chris, saying it twice doesn't count. Dang it, Sooth. Of course you would say that. Okay, so we're going to jump into the Epstein files thing. Now, guys, this is just our opinion, okay? This is just me and you opinionating about what's happening. Okay, so I started telling you that Maxwell got put into got transferred into a different prison, and I ask you why. Why do you think that is? I mean, it's very obvious after I give you the tip. So I'm going to give you a hint. After Epstein, 30 days away from a trial that was going to hopefully maybe grant him what do you call it? Bail. He hangs himself. So now you have Maxwell wants to spill the beans for immunity, right? Why do you think that she was transferred to another jail, which is funny because they call it blue collar criminals. white collar criminals, they call it. I think that word is just funny to me. It should be racist, I think. Okay, so why do you think that she was transferred to another jail? Honestly. Come on, Sooth. I know your stupid ass is going to say something smart about it. Show me the money. Don't give the government more power. Oof. I hope that government loses a lot of shit right now. They got to pay. Sooth, you lucky son of a bitch. All right, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hey, much love to you, man. We'll do it again some other time. 666 Nero Cesar, says Edwin. Welcome. Have no clue, to be honest. Okay. So they moved her because she's going to spill the beans. And they convinced us, some of us, that Epstein hung himself. I heard Bongino and Kash Patel said, we saw the video. He killed himself, right? I guess we shouldn't say that word, I guess. I don't know, man, I can't even use that on alive himself. That's stupid, right? So he killed himself in jail. They said it was a suicide, but it wasn't. He was going to have a chance to get bail, and maybe he would have gone and got all the materials that he needed to blackmail every single one of his clients on that list, except for Donald Trump, because he let him go in 2004. They stopped being friends that time. Donald Trump never went to the island. But you know who went to the island? 28 times to be exact. Guess who it was? It wasn't Donald Trump. You guys know who it was? Omar. Hey, I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, I'm not defending Elon Musk, to be honest. Not today. Biden, no. Pretty close. That's right, Greg. Greg and Mike, no. It was Clinton. And very sad to hear it, to be honest. But it was Clinton. And, you know, that island had a bunch of cameras everywhere, boy. A lot of cameras everywhere. I would be a fool to say that there is no video footage of anybody. If they found video footage of Diddy beating up his girlfriend, you guys remember that video? He was beating up his girlfriend in the hallway at a hotel when he was like wearing socks and sandals and a bathrobe. I guess they ran out of oil and he got mad at her. Oh man, Edwin, you can probably find my my channel, my Facebook page, Dennis Herrera. You'll see it in there. You'll recognize the ugly face on there. You can always message me through there. I'll block your ass if you guys are trying to spam me some bad stuff in there. But Edwin, you, my friend, you are more than welcome to look it up. All right. Let's see. Tracy, 100% correct. Damn, Clinton. Thank you, Omar. I will say this, guys. I was a supporter of Clinton. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, the policies on immigration were right on spot. So were Obama's. And to make him get out of office because he got that little favor from Monica Lewinsky, I mean, it benefited her more than anything, you know. And I disagree with him stepping down, but, you know, who knows? I think Ronald Reagan was one of the greatest presidents of this country. And unfortunately, I think many people don't know this about Ronald Reagan, but I believe that towards the end of his presidency, he has something similar to what Joe Biden has. I don't know if it's the same, but it was something in the same type of tragic result. So, man, you know what? God bless his family. I love Ronald Reagan. I think he always spoke the truth. And I mean, me coming from a third world country where I was taught patriotism and liberty and freedom for the people. We don't see that in Honduras too much, but they're getting better. You know, unfortunately, people still cheat on elections. It's so much easier to do it in third world countries. But, you know, the people are fighters. They're hard workers. People that come over here illegally, I mean, sometimes I don't blame them, but, you know, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't come illegal. If you're not allowed in a property, you just don't go in it. As simple as that. Stay in your country. That's where you were born. That's where your destiny is. And you should work hard. And I'm going to tell you something. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of migrants are allowed to come into this country. A lot of them stay, but most don't want to stay. They want to go back to their country because that's where they're from. They have their business. They work hard. That's where their family is. See, they choose family over money. And that's the way it should be. So with that being said, okay, so I think that Maxwell is in a less secure facility. And get this, CNN, it's so mad. They are pissed off that Maxwell got transferred to a white-collar criminal prison because it's not fair. Thank you, Omar. Appreciate it. Thank you for loving my country of birth. They are so mad that they transfer her to a less protected jail. And get this, CNN is even more mad that she got the nerves to ask to be in a project that they call Pet Project, I think is what they call it. Why would CNN get mad that Maxwell, because he's a child trafficker, that's the worst human being on earth? Why would they get mad that she wants to help train puppies? CNN, man, they just can't come out of that hole. They keep digging themselves in there. And that's funny because I don't really care the crime. If you are doing months, if not years in jail, I don't care the crime. You don't get to say shit about who goes in there. If it's somebody that might be like, death or, somebody that can threaten somebody else's life, I get it. But just because, I don't like her, she's a child trafficker, she's worse than I am. No. You're in jail. You already worse than everybody else. See, you don't get to set the bar when you're in jail. When you're a criminal, you don't set the bar. I think that's where I stand with that. So with that being said, now she's in another jail where they're not going to pull the crap that they did with Epstein, that he killed himself. She's not going to do that. She's not stupid. And I think Epstein was not that stupid either. I don't think he killed himself. I think the government got rid of him. I think a lot of dirty politicians got rid of Epstein before he can spill the beans. Because he found now Donald Trump is coming back. And Donald Trump will dig. And if Donald Trump would have dug before he died, Epstein would have squealed like a freaking pig. I love it when a theory comes together, don't you? All right, Omar loves my country. Man, God bless you, brother. You obviously don't live in America. I don't know who you're talking to. Garrett, be nice, man. Nobody has to live in America to be here on this chat. Even Chris Apasa, which should go back to Mexico or El Salvador, he's still allowed to be here as well. You behind bars. Garrett, so don't assume. There you go. Welcome. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Clinton's got rid of her. Man, you said it. I didn't say it. Stick said it. Clinton's got rid of Epstein. Isn't that crazy, though? What is the coincidence that Donald Trump is coming back in office and Epstein is gone all of a sudden? Because remember, Donald Trump didn't want to go after Hillary Clinton because he said, you know what? She is the wife of a president. So I'm not going to do that, even though I should put her behind bars. You remember what he said on the debate when Hillary said, oh, we're just glad that Donald Trump is not president. He said, yeah, because I will put your ass in jail. You guys remember that from the debate? It was classic. It's going to be classic forever. And he meant it. And the reason why he didn't do it, because he had respect enough to say, no, even though she was wrong, she was the wife of a sitting president, and I'm not going to do that. But what did they do? There is a sleeping lion, and they decide to start yanking on the tail of this lion. The lion says, stop bugging me. Don't do it. Keep your hands to yourself. And now they've woken up the lion, and the lion says, I warned you. Now I'm coming after your ass for ham and eggs breakfast. So now they will pay the price. It's not weaponizing the government. It's doing justice, because if we don't get justice from this criminal politician that have been lying to us, they will continue to do it over and over again. And we, the people that put Donald Trump in office, want to see fairness. We want to see justice. And this guy's got to be behind bars. Period. Woo! You guys wanted me to talk about Epstein files. You guys are weird. Why? Let's see. Garrett, I support the Palestinians being free from Hamas. 100% I'm with you on that. Because they are the real problem, not Israel. 100%. Native Americans lived in America first. Should we give it back to them? No. They got reservations. And in return, they get the protection of the most powerful military in the world. I love my Native American people. But let's be honest. If the white men didn't come over, they would have just killed each other until there was no Native Americans. So a lot of white people died, by the way. The settlers. A lot of white people died. A lot of Indians died, mostly because their immune system was so weak. But thankfully, the white man that you guys criticize so much helped them with medicine. So for those that keep saying that shit of giving the land back to the Native Americans, shut the hell up. The United States of America is better off because of our bad history. We shouldn't repeat it. And this is why, as patriots, we keep fighting and fighting for peace and power so that we can help protect our people. Speaking of our people, man, I was hoping that Alberta will become the 51st state of the United States of America. It will be a great addition. And I don't think it's going to happen. I think that if anything, they will either reconciliate with the jackass of, what is it, from Ontario, is it? What's his name? I forgot his name. Carney? Yeah, Carney. Sounds like carne asada. But yeah, they might reconcile their differences or become independent. Omar, man, what a compliment. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a patriot right there. Looking good in that gold and white. Woo, let's go. Man, you guys that insult me, bro. Man, you guys are some bad people, man. What was the soccer war about between Honduras and El Salvador? Rodolfo, first of all, where are you from? Rodolfo, where are you from, my friend? Bro, ¿te gusta besarle a Trump? Defiéndelo, pero karma. Yeah, karma is happening to the criminals right now, Chris. Bro, come on. Be honest with me. Do you think it's okay for him to follow the American law that he didn't make? Do you think it's okay for the president to go ahead and follow the law for the American people? Let's see. Garrett says, I do my Welcome says, at Garrett, I do my research as everybody should. Everything I say here, don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Garrett, what the hell did you say in Revelations, bro? I explained Revelations. You'll watch the news and think you know. Bro, I pray for you, says Garrett. Read Revelations and ask what it says about Israel in the last days. Israel is gonna be almost destroyed. That's not new. We know that. But you better pray that that time is not now, because that means Jesus will come now. Okay? That's one thing. All right, Rodolfo, Texas. All right. Let me say something about Texas first before I tell you about the soccer war between El Salvador and Honduras. I apologize to my Texans because when I was at the airport on my way to Honduras, there was this old couple. They look like Mexicans, guys. I'm sorry. They are like fourth generation Americans. And I made a joke that it was really bad, okay? I thought I was being funny, but then I said it and it didn't sound right. I was disgusted with myself. But I made a joke that I said that you can get the Indian off the mountain, but you cannot get the mountain off the Indian. And what that just means is that it doesn't matter how much you are in a different country, you're still going to have your roots of the country where you were born. Well, it was kind of offensive because he was never Mexican, he was never Indian, he was never none of that. And he had a lot of pride being Texan. So my apologies for that stupid joke. I know you wouldn't have known unless I told you, which I have. But that's because I really love the people. And I think that sometimes when we're wrong, we should be able to say, I'm sorry. So Rodolfo, you get a lot more love from me today, and I send you a warm hug and a kiss, not a perverted gay kiss. I am used to kissing my friends, close friends, on the cheek. Okay, no, I'm not Italian, but that's what I do with people that I love. That doesn't mean we're gay. All right. So with that being said, let's see. Moses, Chris Pasa, laugh out loud. Lo van a tener en Alligator Alcatraz. I don't think they have enough room in there, bro, but they're making a new one for more illegals. Let's see. What I support is none of your business. I said support the Palestinians being free from Hamas. 100%, I'm with you. Bro, Trump don't like you. See, that's how I know, man, that you don't know. See, you're hating. I think he doesn't like you. That's why you think he don't like me. Calm down, SA. Calm down. All right, you have a huge testosterone cloud. I'm in my half a century old, almost 50 years old. And, the testosterone boost, it really helps. Edwin, let me see, man, if you guys spam my shit with your crap, I'm going to give you guys my Facebook page. I really don't use it, to be honest. You get to see some of my pictures in there. I'll share with you. You can ask for a friend request. Let me see. How do I get a link to share with you guys? Let me see. Dude, I haven't used Facebook forever. If you tell me how to get a link, I will go ahead and get you guys a link so that you can see my Facebook. Let's see. Where can I share? What the hell? You think that there will be a share button in here somewhere? Facebook by itself doesn't tell me. Maybe if I click on my name. Let's see. It's got to be here somewhere. Manage. No. No. About. No. I don't have my photography page anymore. So if you look for that, it shouldn't exist anymore. Man, I haven't been in there for so long. Shit. Anybody know? Anybody know? Let me look at the comments here. Maybe somebody said it. Let's see. Corpito. Damn, man, you guys said so much stuff since the last time I looked in here. Let's see. Edwin. Can't find you on Facebook. Full bar, no hot dog. How do you share Facebook, guys? Here, let me see. Maybe what I can do is give you guys a snip. I think I can do a snip, right, on the chat. If not, SOL. Like I said, I don't use this anymore, but you guys can still send a message, and if you're assholes, I'll block you. Let's see if I can put a comment in here, guys. Let's see. Oh, man. Nope, it won't let me. Paste. Yeah, it won't let me paste it. But you look at my whole name, Dennis Herrera, and I have a picture of Seattle in my background. That's crazy that there's no share button on this thing. What's going on? That's crazy. All right, anyways, who cares? I don't give a shit about Facebook. I just use the messenger, to be honest. All right, Chris, pasa, con ese retrato te agarran y mandan a alligator trap. See, what you guys don't understand, what you guys don't appreciate is I'm putting myself out there in public. And it's okay if you guys make comments in here and we can goof around and, I get excited about the news and I get passionate about something. But I really mean no harm for any of you guys. And, of course, it's easier for you to talk shit about me because I don't know who you are or where you are. But on the other side, you guys know who I am. And you guys know I'm from Washington State. And I hope that you appreciate my transparency as Donald Trump has been doing with his administration. All right. So, Epstein files being released. I know that DOJ had requested some documents from the grand jury to be revised. The judge blocked it. But there's a lot of other files that DOJ has access and the judge cannot block it for. So what we are waiting for is for the actual trial. Subpoenas have been handed out, and that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for the trials to start. And I think that that will give us some answers to the questions that we have. Chris, I'm going to ask you for one favor. Don't comment bad on my portrait picture. because the one I'm looking of you right now is no better. At least I have some clothes on. I subscribe to you. I like to listen to someone with a brain. Thank you, Stick. Don't care what color someone is. Amen. That's right. I'm the same. Welcome says, amen to that. This is off talking, but I finally applied to the culinary school. I want to go. I know what it is, man. Culinary school, that's fantastic. I love to cook. So congratulations, man. Go on. Get into it. One advice I can tell you, welcome, is this. If you're going to go into culinary school, it does get expensive to buy the knife sets and all that stuff, but I'm going to give you this piece of advice. Do it 100%, wholeheartedly, if you really love food, if you really love to cook. The one key element for great food is love, patience, and you got to keep tasting your food, man. When you put in condiments, you got to do it. You got to put a lot of time into it, a lot of dedication, and forget about what anybody says. Your palate is what's going to say if your food is good. Not everybody's going to like your food, but when people like your food, take pride in that, because that is very amazing. I love food, and I'm a big critic of food. So a lot of people hate me because I tell them their food sucks, but when their food is good, it goes the same way. So congratulations. I wish you the best. I pray that you find a lot of enjoyment, and may you make a difference in the kitchen and make a lot of bellies happy with some great tasting food. God bless you. Edwin, the thing is with you because you are a person with common sense. Edwin, gracias, brother. Dios te bendiga. I find that actually a lot of Colombians are. I talk to a lot of Colombians, and most of them, if not all, they actually have common sense. They actually do. Colombia, I don't know, man. Colombians are special to me, honestly. They really are. Thank you for your advice. I love to bake so much. I love to put my heart into it. Come on, man. Get in there, man. Get it. Just get it. Yeah. Good luck in school, says Stick. How's the homeless situation in Washington? A lot of the metropolises are so bad nowadays. I will tell you that unfortunately here in Seattle, Washington, less and less people are coming here because of that. A lot of drug use on the streets, a lot of violent people in downtown Seattle. I went to a football game last week. I think it was it last week? Yeah, last week on Thursday. Man, I got off the train, the train station, the light rail is what it was, and it just smelled so bad. I was disappointed. A lot of homeless tents and stuff, and just people just walk by. They're just so used to it now, here, the locals, that they just, whatever. They see that somebody just passed out. They don't care if they're alive or they're, or if they're not. They're just used to it. Some people, have tried to clean it up, but the governor just doesn't give a crap about Washingtonians. He doesn't care about the city. You see, it has become so easy for the government to get money of big businesses and corporations here that some of them have taken off from Seattle, and they keep raising taxes on property. They keep raising taxes on businesses. And if you do well in your business, instead of rewarding you, they take more taxes off of you. That's just the Democratic belief. The more money you make, the more we take it, the more we steal from you. That's what they do. Let's see, what else we got? Ya mejor vete a tu casa y atiende a tu esposa. I am at home. My studio is in my half bedroom, and then I have a mobile studio, and that is my car. You guys may have seen a lot of my lives in my car. I try to go in there for peace and quiet. Nobody bugs me. My wife supports me 120% doing these lives. So she helps me. She brings me coffee. She brings me water. Sometimes she is bad and brings me a Diet Coke. She makes my steaks. She helps me, encourages me with my working out, lifting weights, and all this other stuff that are meant to keep me healthy. And so, when you talk about my wife, bro, she's my backbone. I am as strong as I am because of my wife. She's a pain in the ass a lot of times, and she really pisses me off. But I love her very much. I hope she's not watching this chat. But she's very special. She really is. And I love her very, very much. But thank you for mentioning that, Chris. And Chris, regardless of what you think about Donald Trump, brother, our responsibility in every country, and this is to anybody that's in any country, our responsibility is always to make our communities safe, to make our cities safe, to make our states safe, to make our country safe. And whether I think that you're a great person or not, if you are illegal in this country, you shouldn't be here, brother, right? But if you are legal, remember the obligation of every patriot is to protect this nation, okay? If you have family that is illegal, hey, do the best that you can so that you can help them go back home and help them with whatever they need. If you, oh my goodness, why did you mention Zoran Mandani, bro? We can talk about Zoran Mandani as well. I only got 20 people on here, so we're going to cut this short. Unless you guys want to stick around a little bit longer, just let me know there. If I get 3 yeses, we'll continue. If not, we'll go ahead and call it a night. And then I can go and maybe go to the gym and work out before I play my game. And then back to work in the morning. Let's see. Omar. Rodolfo says, Chris, are you in your teens? Let me see what this guy looks like. Hell no. Chris is at least, I'll say between 47 and 53 years old. So he knows a thing or two. I got to respect the age. So he knows a thing or two. Respect to you, my brother. I know how you feel, my man. I know how you feel. It's just, you know, I feel that my oath was to this country and to defend it. And anybody that doesn't defend it or respect it or love it should not be here, especially if they're illegal. Tracy says, Hang, welcome. Let's see. I have to go. Gonzo, take it easy, brother. Thank you for stopping by. God bless you. Gavin says, yes. If I get 2 more, we'll stick around. But I only got 20 people on here, so I can still go for a few more hours. Or what I can do is maybe I can come back online later after I work out. But, you know, I do try to give myself some time, too. You know, I do need to get myself going health-wise. All right, we give it a 5 count. Chris, I hope that you kind of think about what we talked about, okay? Don't get so close-minded with, you know, let's hate Trump. Forget about Trump, and then think about, thank you, Stick. Got to go. Enjoy, he says. Thank you for your service, brother. Gavin, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, for you guys that are still here, thank you so much. I can't believe that you guys got me at 1,400 subscribers. I don't know why or how, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. I am an American citizen, but, you know, I've been in this country since I was 13 years old, almost 14 years old. Became a resident green card holder. 4 years after I've been here? It takes a long time for the process. And then we flew back to Honduras. That's what the American consul is. That's where they stamp our passports to be resident of the United States of America. We came back. And then, man, I was a resident holder for like a couple of decades, 2.5 decades. And then I decided to become an American. Let's see, bro, he doesn't like you, FYI. Alex Rubalcaba. Thanks for joining the chat, bro. But we are saying goodnight. Chris, I wish you the best, man. I hope that we can have some common ground next time, and let's really fight for what's good, okay? I pray that God would enlighten you, touch you, show you the way. And I know, I look at your picture, you look angry in the photo, but I think you might be a good guy deep inside. So I wish you well, my friend, and, you know, best of luck with everything. That's right, Chris. Cuídate, okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time, for your love, your words of encouragement, discouragement. Thank you for chatting around. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. I might come back on later tonight. I don't promise, but for sure tomorrow night. There is some subscribers that don't get on until later night. So, Daniel, thank you for joining, brother. Adios, amigo. Thank you for the kind words, everybody. Till next time. Peace.